Let's get this one going. So, I just kind of want to talk. I haven't been here for a real while, and technically yesterday was kind of late. Not surprised you guys weren't on. And also, I decided I want to talk about how the preseason went for the Chicago Bears quarterback Justin Fields. So, I guess let me share my screen real quick. Okay. So I was just kind of looking at see what ESPN would talk about the Lions. And this is what I came across. First thing, Justin Fields thrives in debut with the Bears. I looked down a little bit more. Like, why is it that we've only had one article? We haven't had one article about how we played. We've had Craig Reynolds describe. That's all. Super sorry, that's it. I just don't understand that all we talked about was Craig Reynolds, not how Goff played, not whatever happened. Like, what about Fields? We have a tough division ahead of folks. I'm going to talk about Fields real quick. Did anyone watch Justin Fields play today? No, Fields. Let's talk Justin Fields. If you look at his base stats, I could maybe get behind you. The Fields played well, except he did not play well. Justin Fields, base stats is pretty good. 14 of 20, 142 yards, and 1 touchdown. You know what my real problem is, Dr. Detroit? It took him 2 quarters. Yeah, nice to see you guys in here right away. Totally forgot to say hello to you guys. What up, Dr. Detroit? One Pride 40. Nice to have you guys in the live. But it took 2 quarters for Justin Fields to actually get a score against second and third string quarterbacks. His base stats are good, but the fact that he had to get those stats and he struggled in the first half, he had a fumble in the first half. He missed an open field to Justin Fields. He had a throw where he should have thrown to a receiver. I forgot who his name was. It was wide open. That bunch of people freaked out in PFF for. Back to here, actually, I think I might be able to pull it up real quick. I'm gonna pull it up. Let me pull it up. Because I actually saw it the other day. Not the other day, today. Something me and some of the guys talked about. Let's see. There it is. So PFF really overreacted to this throw. Let me pull it up. So they talk about this. Another TD for the Rook. He has to stop. He's wide open. Whoever that is, I think that's Jesse James. He had to stop and he was wide open with a perfect pocket. All day to throw. Wide open player. Against second and third string players. So he didn't impress me today. He was alright. Exactly. He played against Tua. Yeah. He played better than Tua. Yeah. I don't. It's not that hard. Tua is not a quarterback that impressed me at all last year or this year. So I didn't think you got a good year. First game. Exactly. But I'm going to get to my point about this, Dr. Detroit. Just give me 1 minute. He played well against me and you. And then. Yeah. Okay. So here's what I want to say. Why are we talking about. Why is Justin Fields getting all this praise when he had so many mistakes? He had a fumble. He had a throw where he really underthrew Jesse James. He even had that earlier today where he also overthrew Jesse James completely on an earlier throw where it wasn't even the touchdown one. It just sailed over him. where Jesse James went and stopped. A bunch of people were debating about this on Twitter. He struggled in the first half. Even ESPN said it. But then he said he shined in the debut. But do you guys know what happened with Jared Goff? Looking like a game manager in line to you. Rocky start when he only had 2 drives. He had 2 drives. And people were calling him game manager when he was 5 for 7 for 58 yards. And he would have had a touchdown had Levi Wallace not pushed Tyrell Williams. And he literally had a 15-yard pass to Tyrell Williams. So it wasn't like he just had dinks and dunks the entire game. Like they gave all this praise to Justin Fields. They gave all this praise to the Bears. For what? The fact that Justin Fields played 2 quarters and it took him that long to start playing good, and he only started playing good against the 3rd string players? That's not a good day. That's not shining. That would concern me. If Jared Goff played for 2 quarters and he sucked versus the first string team, and he sucked versus the second string team, and then he played the 3rd string team, and then he beat up the 3rd string team and won the game, I would be concerned. But there's no praise for Jared Goff. There's like, then he was solid. Kind of, that's exactly, they say solid. And it says Penei Sewell bounced back after to start. Penei Sewell had 1 sack allowed. He allowed no other pressures. He was great against the run, but he had 1 play, and people were like, oh, that's a rough start. What? I don't see anybody. If you go to the Detroit Lions, this little page here, because if you guys remember yesterday, I was hyped. I mean, I was so happy. I thought, okay, there are so many things that the media should be taking away. There is. Okuda didn't get blown up to pieces. Barnes had a great play. Will Harris was good in coverage. Kevin Strong had the forced fumble and was great against the run with 6 total tackles. I saw that Julian Okwara had 3 tackles and a sack and 5 quarterback pressures. I saw that Bruce Hector, the guy who like came out of nowhere, had a sack. I mean, and then the first thing I think is Price moves back, Penei Sewell bounces back, Penei Sewell gives up sack. Detroit falls late. I don't see like anything positive about the Lions on the news. When I thought there were so many positives, you had Craig Reynolds go crazy. You even had what's his name, Dedrick Mills, I think, had a great game as well. Goff, yeah, it's also Goff was also the first try. Okay, because he had 1 bad throw. But not gonna lie, Justin Fields was awful in his first time, and he really did bounce back. But he only had 2 drives. And in my opinion, he still looked solid for the most of the game. He had a nice throw to Fells, 2 nice throws to Tyrell Williams. He had 2 nice throws to Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think, in my opinion, Goff had more positives than negative. Yeah, they looked aggressive. And so I can't believe that no one is giving any of us any media attention or any positive spin to us other than, okay, maybe he's solid. My God, did you watch Justin Fields play? Because he had an overthrow to Jesse James twice. He had an overthrow to Jesse James. Then he had an underthrow that led to a touchdown. Then he had a fumble, and he only played well against 3rd string quarterbacks. Like, it's just bad. It's like me saying David Blau is going to be the superstar where he was amazing because he killed the 3rd string Bears team. I mean, David Blau. Let me show you. David Blau technically outperformed everybody. Quarterback, he outperformed Jalen Hurts, all these other players. He had 83 percentage, 76 yards, and 12 yards for throw, and he even had himself a touchdown drive, and he had an 118 quarterback rate. But he was facing 3rd stringers. Of course, that's probably something more impressive than Tim Boyle. But Fields looked nowhere near close to amazing on film. This is why I say you got to include stats and film. It's why I try to bring in film, but I can't because, as we all know, I mean, One Pride 40 was there. I think actually most of you guys were there. I get freaking copyrighted by the NFL. it was just a disastrous game in my opinion for Fields. He had more negatives than positives. He had himself a lot of good positive plays, I will admit. I think didn't he have like a 20-yard bomb? He had like a good throw, but yeah, you're looking at purely base stats and not film. But are you also going to include his one fumble? Are you going to include the fact that he also had an underthrow and overthrow? And the fact that these stats were against third stringers. He actually was really bad in the first half. Even ESPN's headlines talk about him struggling in the first half. He only did good against the third strings. That's not impressive to me. I mean, I would be kind of impressed if it was a first string preseason game, but not. So not only did he look bad versus second stringers, and then flourish versus third stringers, but it's a preseason. Those stats are worse than Mitch Trubisky had in his first preseason game. Yeah, like don't get me wrong, I'm a huge stat person. I mean, literally, my name is the Analytics 10 Brown Central. But like, this is why I still say film and stats are both important. Yes, underthrow and overthrow, but those were his highlights. His only touchdown was an underthrow to a wide open player with a perfect pocket. That's not impressive. His TD was a rushing touchdown versus the third string defense, and it took him 2 quarters to actually get a score against bad preseason teams. This isn't good. He wasn't making good reads. The base stats are great. I agree with you. It wasn't a completely horrible day. I mean, he had some nice throws. I'm going to admit that. But that isn't a good game. If I saw Jared Goff play like that, I would be so concerned. If I saw David Blau like that, I'd be a bit concerned. Justin Trubisky. There was something about Fields today that really shined. No, not at all. I was just kind of disappointed. I mean, I kind of thought Justin Fields. I'm like, okay, Justin Fields is going to be playing against second and third stringer games, and Andy Dalton only had, I think, what was it, 4 throws. This is Justin Fields' time to shine. Instead, he struggles versus the second strings. If he struggles versus second string players, what does that tell you? The fact that it took him 2 quarters to score against second stringers, even third stringers, that's a bit concerning. And my thing is, they're like, okay, he had trash receivers. Okay. That's what the preseason is. Everybody has trash receivers. I don't know. I just don't like what I'm seeing. Maybe it's just personally me. I don't know. Justin Fields, man, I was not impressed. I thought I would see a lot more out of the guy everyone's really just been hyping up lately. I have a cue. Have you ever 50 block sky high 700 twin spins no scoped anyone before? Brecken? No. Yeah, he's a rookie, not a 4-year vet. Exactly. But people are hyping him up. PFF literally said start him already. I don't think you guys are really understanding the point. I'm not saying he played absolutely dreadful. I'm just saying he didn't play great. Like, really good. Maybe I could argue he played good. No one hyped up Justin Fields. You're clearly not on Twitter, my good sir. Or even just Luke G's Discord. One certain good friend of ours was saying he was killing it and he was the Lions killer. Here, I'll try to pull it up again for y'all. Let me go to start Justin here. Luke's Discord. I'm gonna show you the comment sections of what everyone was saying about. I mean, ESPN said he shined in his debut. He clearly didn't shine. I mean, I don't. You have to just look at base stats to say that's how he did. But when you completely ignore his fumble, you completely ignore that his only touchdown was an underthrow, and he had an embarrassing overthrow to Jesse James. All right, all right. Let's see. Let's see if I can pull it up. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Y'all talking to Discord so much. There it is. Found it. Share screen. Like it doesn't make special. Keep going, young man. Go to the comment section of this. Look at like I see some people come being like me, but I also saw a lot of people freaking out. Like people saying looking better than Tua. Tua isn't good. Like I don't understand. Like people are saying I just see praises. Justin Fields is going to be a problem. Like I don't understand why people are hyping this guy up. Like seriously, if Rams house is like literally if you were there, I unfortunately had to drive for a lot of this. He was debating people left and right about Justin Fields. LeBron James, that dude live. Oh my gosh, you're alive, bro. I'm gonna need to bring you on again sometime because bro, you've been gone. Nice to see you back again. He was not hyped up to other first. Dude, this guy was pretty dang hyped up. I remember when Mac Jones was supposed to be number 3 overall pick. Everyone was freaking out and said Justin Fields should have been picked number 3. People were saying this guy should not be over. Zach Wilson should not be over him. Even though Zach Wilson played amazingly well last year. Like I don't really understand it all that much, to be honest with you. I mean, you have to just look at all his positive plays and completely ignore the negatives. The fact he wasn't making reads, not making plays, that's not good. I think he played okay. Clearly, he played okay. But he didn't do anything special to say he shined or he should start now or he's going to be a problem. I don't see any evidence for that. I mean, it's just a complete ignore. You have to completely ignore film. You had to not watch the game. I don't know. I just wasn't impressed. It might just be me. All right. Now I'm off my Justin Fields rant because I'm just got to basically repeat what I'm saying. So, what's your guys's I guess questions? Why isn't my questions not showing up? This is weird. So, what's your guys' So like I can see on my normal live, like I can look at my YouTube one of your guys' comments, but it's not showing me your guys' recent comments on my StreamYard. Okay. I'll try to just use the YouTube one, and I'll just have to say it out loud, I think. Or maybe I can try this. Boom. That work? No. Okay. Alright, so Brown Central and Rams House are having a debate about who was the most hyped QB. T-Law was the most hyped, but I would say I don't know. No one said Tua was good and he's better than Tua. No. Someone said Tua was better. That was earlier. I don't remember who said it. Yeah, Dr. Detroit. So he played better in 2. So yeah, somebody did. And it was a couple of people in the Twitter comment section. So yes. But yeah, basically, I don't know. People are just going bananas over it. Oh yeah, doctors and lemons. Yeah, yeah. Mr. Ghost Ethan. That's an interesting question. Here, hold up. All right, I'm gonna go with this one here. If you want to ask out a girl, just ask her, man. I mean, it's not gonna work if you're liking a girl for 3 years who has no interest in you. But if she does have interest in you, go for it. I've seen people who have like been like, yeah, I like this person, but he never asked me out, and then they kind of lost feelings for that person because they thought maybe they didn't like them, or it's just been they. I liked the girl for like 3 years and she didn't even like me back, so I totally could have like dated another person because I figured out another girl like me that I actually had a crush on. I was going for the first girl. Just just ask her out, man. It's life. So yeah, I don't really. I guess any question works. It's not uncomfortable, but I'm always willing to help anyone who's in the chat or subscribed or liking or like any viewer. All right, so we're not even talking about today. T-Law hasn't even played. We're talking about how hyped people are about Fields from today's performance. I'm gonna let you guys debate that because I'm kind of like 50-50. I'm on both your guys' sides. I feel like T-Law got a lot of hype. I feel like Justin. I will say T-Law didn't get any hype because everyone kind of knew he would be the first overall pick. So everyone was kind of talking about who wasn't going to be. And so that's why we saw a lot more Fields headlines, Mac Jones headlines, Lance headlines. And I would say of the more popular ones, I feel like Fields and Wilson were kind of the ones that kind of got talked about more. But that was only because everyone kind of knew Lawrence would be that guy. Okay. Steve O just being a legend. Here, I'm gonna try refreshing this so I can like see your guys' comments. I'll be right. All right, I'm back. Hey, it's working. Okay. Do. But yeah, man, you got it. You got it. Just go ask her and go kill it. And if she doesn't like you back, don't let that beat you down. Be brave. Be awesome. Steve O. Jeez. Just telling you, people need to keep a zipper about, keep a mouth shut about a preseason and trade football. I agree. This dude. Not just today. I'm so confused. Would you go after Washington? I'm sorry, but I see both. It's hard to form opinions. I want to go for my sensei Rams house, but I also kind of want to like go for my good old pal Brown Central, and I also kind of see both sides of the story. So yes, I'm sitting on the fence. I don't know, man. Would you go out to Washington? I assume that's James Washington, and no, I like our current receiver core, and I don't want to give up anything past the 5th round pick right now for a receiver who's had one good season. I like James Washington in college, but I would not give up anything to get him. Uh, got 3 quarterbacks hitting in this class. Any concerns with the run D? I actually that's something that concerned me. The first string team kind of got killed by Devin Singletary, so that's something we definitely want to see improvements on. I don't know. I do think a large part of that was Alex Anzalone. Did I say that correct? I think it's Anzalone or Anzalone. I don't know. I've seen a lot of people differ on that, but he left a lot of gaps right open for Devin Singletary and missed a couple tackles. I thought that I don't know. I just didn't think that it was a good game for us, Rundy, and I mostly pinned the blame on Alex A. I mean, there was a couple plays, yeah, where our gap should have been closed off a bit more, but you got to remember we didn't have Michael Brockers out there. I don't believe he was playing, and who I didn't see Trey Flowers. Was Trey Flowers out there? I don't remember seeing him in the game or in the highlight video. But we're missing that player. It's a preseason game, so we're not going to be doing any complicated run things. So, one Pride 40 not yet. Top 40 were out and still getting concealed. Yeah, we also didn't have Levi Onzariga. That's who it was. It wasn't Trey Flowers. That's who it was. Levi Onzariga. He was out. Lawrence Saxton, his first time driving back for a pass. Is Trevor Lawrence playing right now? Eh? Oh, shoot. Yeah, he is. I don't think anyone's really getting the message here, though. I'm not calling Justin Fields a bust. I'm just saying he didn't play well today. Well, not well, but great. Like people are making. Do you feel they were more aggressive with Campbell than Patricia? Yes, I 100% believe. We saw it plainly. We had like 4 guys on that sack play that Julian Okora had. We saw Derek Barnes go and get a giant pressure blitz. We saw him get a really good tackle. We saw a whole bunch of our players be aggressive and play well. At the analytics den, nobody was talking about the overall hype. You were literally talking about his hype about his game today. Don't let him change your topic of discussion to validate his opinion. Logical fallacy. I mean, it's your guys' debate on that one. I don't know how you guys really start talking about his draft hype, but overall game hype, yes, Justin Fields got the most, but that's not really what I want to talk about. I already kind of talked about his overall game hype like 3 times. Barnes will probably take over for Anzalone. Anza 0. So I actually think that Barnes could do it if he plays extremely well in his next couple of games. And Alex Anna 0. We're going to call him that because he was F grade. Because that was just absolutely awful. I think Barnes can do it. I mean, I like some of his tape. I'm not doing any of his reviews on videos online anymore because I'm now like shell shocked or like PTSD or something because I'm afraid I'm going to get copyrighted. But I really liked it. Then positives and negatives, his preseason game on the overall stance on the Lions. Look, I had a little bit of a live about that yesterday, but I can give you some summary. I thought Jared Goff and David Blau looked good. I thought Javon McKinley looked good. I thought Tyler Williams looked good, and I thought who was it? Bruce Hector looked good. I thought Julian Okwara looked good, and I thought Kevin Strong was a really big pleasant surprise. And I thought Anthony Pittman was a solid player. Not much to say in the corners. I thought they should have done a bit better against Jake Fromm because I thought there was real pressure. So that's my kind of overall. And the negatives, run defense, we didn't do so great at that. But we also saw a little bit of also Craig Reynolds killed it. And Dedrick Mills even did pretty solid in the second half. He kind of struggled at first, but it was pretty good. The negatives, I would say Tim Boyle. Here, I even see this here. Tim Boyle's the biggest loser. Even over Jamal Williams, who I thought was horrible. Jamal Williams only had 1.4 yards per carry, but Tim Boyle had 2 yards per throw. He was, so far, I think he's been the worst preseason quarterback out of any game. He was making terrible throws. He only had 2 yards per throw. The offense was immediately better just by David Blau's presence. Blau completely outperformed him. Goff outperformed them. I think just about every quarterback I've seen has outperformed him. It was a horrible game. I really saw little positives, if at all. I also thought maybe Jamal Williams, he's a bigger loser is Jamar Jefferson. Granted, he was not 100% healthy. He had like 4 carries for 7 yards, and that's not great. Logan Stenberg was really, really bad. I don't think he's going to make the team if he continues to play like he did yesterday. And that's my negatives. Also, Alex Anzalone. And Victor Bolden. Victor Bolden, I really, really won't cut right now. Victor Bolden was awful. People were hyping him up in camp, and he did nothing. As a returner, even. I thought, okay, he might be able to stay as a returner. I didn't think he would ever be able to amount to anything as a receiver. But as a returner, I thought maybe, but nope. He did awful. Very good. And he kicked return yards, punt return yards. He muffed a punt. He dropped the football. He was awful. All right, now to catch up on some of the other comments I made. Steve-O makes a good point. McNeil's only his first D lineman playing. I'm worried about the run D. Yep. So actually, the second string D and third string D did pretty solid. It's the first string D that really struggled with the run game because of Devin Singletary. I think he had like 6 yards per carry. They seem lethargic with Patricia. They played fast with K, but 100%, man. This guy who did Barnes film much, he said good. Hold up. Why is my... I think my internet just crashed. He surprised me and looked good. That's from Rams House. Yeah. I thought he would be a bit more raw. I predicted he would be a bit more raw, but he looked pretty good. His play recognition was good and was awful. Yeah. Yes, Boyle 7 or 8 for 15 for 38 yards. Bolden dropping balls. Tavai not wrapping up. Yeah, Tavai, I haven't got to watch all that much in Tavai, but from what I heard, he didn't play great. But I thought Bruce Hector played pretty good. It gave himself a chance to make the roster. Maybe. I think Kevin Strong has a better chance to make the roster after yesterday, though. 1 sack doesn't equal 6 tackles and a forced fumble, though. I prefer that day. But he did play pretty good. He could be someone who might be a surprise to make the roster player. Yeah, Tavai got to go. I'm going to wait till the end of the preseason. If he continues to play bad, then maybe I could see him go. Basically, like I liked Parsons. I don't know how he played, but in the end, but yeah. Oh, yeah, forgive me. Like I don't react to your comments immediately for whatever reason. My thing's just being a bit slow today. Okay, yeah, I'm caught up on comments. I checked my YouTube thing. Oh my god, yeah, dude. Yeah, Austin Bryant was on the field. Like it was really nice to see. Um, I think he got a couple pressures, but he was not. I thought Julian McCord was much more fantastic, but I do think it was a sight to see Austin Bryant playing on the field, not playing on the rehab. So that was pretty nice. But um, overall, I liked what the Lions did yesterday, and I thought we had some negatives that need cleaned up, but that's expected. You can't expect perfection, and um, you're gonna have negatives, especially in the first preseason game. Jared Goff's first throw, for example, was dreadful, but then he completely cleaned it up. People are going to be a bit rusty. It's why I don't want to base this preseason week 1 off of anything. It hasn't changed my win total, my loss total, hasn't changed my roster predictions on besides for Boyle and Bolden. Tavai always getting burnt. That dude live. Anzalone missed every gap and every tackle. Tavai had some good and bad. So what good? So I saw you kind of praising Tavai a bit. Well, not praising him, but saying he was 50-50 in yesterday's game. What did he do that was good? Did he like cover some gaps? What were his stats? Hold up. Detroit Lions home. Let's go to the Bills game. Uh, If I had one tackle. Ooh. Oh, can we finally agree to release Hand? I want to give Hand one more opportunity because it's a minor injury. That's what they've been saying, and we know we can play well. I even think he might have been able to play, but I think they're trying to make sure he stays healthy. But we'll see what happens. I just remember Tavai getting pushed into the dirt on third and short play, and yeah, that might be it. Unless you're Mobley, he got white stuff all over the wall. Think about Fields. Oh, that's an interesting. So I had a good tackling, generally speaking, in the place he was supposed to be. Besides maybe the TD. All right, all right, all right. Stuff you have to see on film, not just stats. All right. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I've seen enough to buy. We'll see. We'll see. You guys got to remember, this is the first game, and they only had small little drives. They're going to be rusty. Tobias, this is the first time playing an actual game with its loss and weight and new scheme. So he's not going to be immediately great. Although Barnes played pretty good. I'm not going to show that comment, but okay, Tucker. Okay. Okay, one Brad Doherty. But, yeah. Oh, jeez. So, by the way, getting back to the questions part, what? I kind of have a question for you guys. What's a video you guys want me to do? Because I'm kind of struggling on what a video was going to do. I had a big giant film review plan, but after the whole Amon-Ra St. Brown film, no, it was Jared Goff film breakdown. I kind of been a bit nervous to do those videos, and I just did my preseason prediction videos. So I don't know, and I already did a video about the preseason, so I don't know. What's something that you guys would like me to see me to do and talk about? So, and we need to line up. How are you feeling about the run? The run offense, I really like. I thought Craig Reynolds and Dedrick Mills played well. I don't like that Jamal Williams didn't play well, but we only saw 2 drives with the starting first team offense, and Williams did not do impressive at all. But I still think I like the promise of it. So hopefully, it's gonna be done. Run defense, very questionable. Very, 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 very questionable. The only backs, I mean, I guess other than Devin Singletary, the second and third string team did good against the run. But, yeah, it was mostly videos about Dedrick Mills and the guy who scored TD. Craig Reynolds, yes, sir. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Do you think Craig Reynolds has a chance to make the team? I actually think he does if he continues to play the way he does. I do think it might be situational. First off, can he outplay Dedrick Mills as both an offensive player and special teamers? Because if you watched the draft day thing, the main reason they brought in Dedrick Mills was because he can. Sorry, I'm brain because he can play special teams and he can be a running back. So hopefully Craig Reynolds can be super explosive as a running back and do that. But also maybe Jamar Jefferson. If Jamar Jefferson plays like we did yesterday, I 100% think Craig Reynolds might be our third string running back. And maybe Dedrick Mills are fourth if Jamar Jefferson sucks and can't compete. I will say, if Boyle can beat out Love, it should tell you all you need to know about Jordan Love. Oh yeah, 100%. If Boyle continues to play how he has his preseason game, that really does tell you all we need to know about Jordan Love. Because man, he was just so bad yesterday. If he was the quarterback, if Jared Goff ever goes down, knock on wood, then I'd be very nervous. Granted, I think David Blau might be our next quarterback. Reynolds showed phenomenal vision. Most backs have just put their head in the ground, head into the guy. Oh yeah, well, dude, he was also shedding tackles. He was breaking tackles. Craig looked really good. What position are you most concerned about? I am most concerned right now about linebacker. Main reason I say that is because of how bad the run game was, and how bad Alex and Zero. Is that what you say, Rand Sales? And Zero. He was really bad yesterday. So I want to see a lot more from him and those plays and how all that goes. So very, very concerned about how that goes. So why are we not talking about Mills? I actually talked about it earlier, but the reason I think is because Dedrick Mills, he had a good game. I think he had 2 20-plus yard runs, unless ESPN was lagging for me. But I think Dedrick Mills might make the team over Jermar Jefferson. Jermar Jefferson does not play well. If Mills plays anything like how he did yesterday, he's 100% going to make the team because of special teams value and the fact that he's a solid run player too. 100%. I'm gonna do a video about Dedrick Mills and Craig Reynolds on Tuesday because on Monday I'm gonna be doing a live with Luke. So that's probably not gonna be a Monday thing. I don't do videos on Sunday. Lord's Day. But yeah. Kicker. No, I'm not concerned about kicker. Randy Bullock made all 3 kicks yesterday. And the funny thing is with Randy Bullock is also we just signed Zane Gonzalez, who's been a good kicker before, so I'm not too concerned about kicker. Barnes will help. Yeah, Barnes killed it, man. I really hope Barnes does it, but kicker also has positions, and Barnes only had a couple plays. We only saw a couple little bit of Barnes. So right now I'm still more concerned about the starting linebacker position than I am kicker. That's true, but Will Harris, Dean Marlowe actually impressed me yesterday. Luke even talked about that on Speakeasy Sports. I was really, 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 really impressed with how well they played. I thought Will Harris was phenomenal in coverage. So the only thing that really concerns me about them is I don't know. I'm really nervous. Okay. So Danny Vito says, by the way, welcome to the live, Danny Vito. I don't think I ever said welcome to the live to anyone here but Dr. Troy and I do live. Welcome to the live Brown Central. Welcome to the live Rams House. Welcome to the live Steve-O. And welcome to the live One Pride 40. And welcome to the live Danny Vito, Frito, and that do live. So wow, let me. Yeah, Mills was great. I really liked Mills and Reynolds yesterday. What's crazy about Reynolds is he's only been in Detroit 2 days. Oh, I know, that's crazy. That's like the biggest thing ever. I hope we just don't pull like a preseason running back that was phenomenal all the time, like we did Tion Green and Jackson at one time. Okay, T-Law. I don't know what he did. Reynolds was literally eating a tackle. Oh, yeah. They were never this aggressive under Caldwell Schwartz. So what's happening? Did a giant play just happen? Game summary of the Jags-Browns game. Oh, yeah, Brown Central. Are you watching the Jags-Browns game? Hold up. I'm gonna go give him a text on Instagram real quick. Where's the boy? Where's the boy? Yo, you watching the preseason game? Well, there we go. Pew. Woo! D-Law has good numbers. 5 for 7, 64 yards. Did he make like an amazing throw, y'all? He's busy watching Fields highlights. Ooh, T-Law had a fumble, eh? He's good passing numbers. Hopefully he scores, though. Oh, it's going to be a two-score quarter game. Hopefully he gets like a big yards. Well, 5 for 7, 64 yards is pretty solid. He can get himself a real score, and I'll be impressed. Holding on Ragnar's a bad call. Amon-Ra had a great catch on the run play. Yeah, that's true. Dude, Amon-Ra's like little cut he had was like, dude, that was beautiful. That was veteran-like. I love that play. It was better than any throw that Fields had today. Yeah, I don't know, man. It was, yeah, I don't know. I'll have to look at the little highlights because yeah. Do you field better than about the receiving core? Is that a joke, Rams house? I told Dunbar was getting cut. Dunbar already was cut. Or do you mean I told you Dunbar was getting cut? You know what? But I already went on a rant about Fields. It's okay. You know what? Yes. Okay. I'm gonna go with this. I know maybe some of y'all don't like it, but Justin Fields, Ramses, if you could, because I know somehow you have the links. If you could send me the Jesse James overthrow and the underthrow, that'd be pretty nice. And I didn't. I don't know if they got the fumble because I tried to find them like as a singular thing, but I couldn't. So if like those are on Twitter, that'd be pretty nice because YouTube is like just yeah, very concerned I'll get like copyrighted. I think the Bears are fielding a bust. Yes, I think so too. I already had this thoughts in the college draft press. Yes, press. Yes, pro. Dude, I can't process. There we go. Process. Yes, I English. It's just not looking good to me in the preseason. Now, granted, I will say this: Fields can be good. Any quarterback can develop and be better. But watching the game yesterday was not impressive. Anybody else noticed when penalties came up, we recovered and noticed the energy on the sidelines? Oh yeah, I noticed that too. I also hope we continue to take down those penalties that we had there. So my comments about Fields had nothing to do with his overall talent, ability, and future. Oh yeah, it just he can definitely be good. 100%. I just don't think performance again. Come on. Boom. Time to share something real quick, y'all. Boom. I went to my good old chats with Sensei Ram's house. I sent you the dime for a 9-yard reception before the ball was released. Tyrone's hit his guy beat out, but ran a deep out. I see the Lions hit that. I had the Lions see that and hit T. Williams deep. What? Exactly. You're about to see the not dime. Boom. Okay. Share screen. Do. Okay. Bam. Oh. Oh. Does that make anyone else miss Marvin Jones? Like, that legitimately makes me miss Marvin Jones. Oh, so it was a T-Law. Volume. Okay, so Justin Fields right here. Look at that. The man has to stop and turn around and backpedals towards the end zone. Like, do they show the review of this? Like, do they show Jesse James on this? Please tell me they show Jesse James. Okay. Boom. Pocket. All day to throw. All day to throw. Yes, they do. See, he stops. He has to turn around. He has to turn around. That isn't a good throw. And they're like, another TD for the Rook. At least they didn't call it a dime. So, no, it was one thing. That is just I don't like how he played. That was my first thought was I wish Marvin Jones was still in the dude. Same.
He was. No, go down to new comments. There we go. Like, it was just. It was. I missed that, man. He was great for us. I saw the Fields throw. I sent the Fields throw, too. Okay, thank you, thank you. Already saw it. For 40, I was arguing with a Bears fan on Twitter who told me it was a route to turn around. What? It was the route for Jesse James to do a streak and then turn completely around, then backpedal to the end zone. If that Bears fan is right, Matt Nagy's an interesting. Either way, not impressed. Not impressed. But yeah, I don't know. It. See, the thing is, I don't ever wish for a player not to do bad because it's just a player. It's a person's career. As a fan, I don't want him to do good, but as a objective mind, like I fully think a player that many of y'all are like is a goat at a certain position. But I'm not going to mention it because let me show it. Let me show. There you go. I think you nitpicked Fields' games. Did you watch the game? I thought Fields looked in control. The offense was using his legs to his advantage. Okay, I did not see that. I saw a person who was making reads. I saw a person. I couldn't watch the game completely live, but I watched his highlights. So I looked at his positive plays, his positives, and I saw him overthrow Jesse James in one play. I saw him just get completely overthrown. I don't know if Rams House has that clip, but I watched that on a little Twitter feed thing for film because I tried to find plays that weren't just highlights. I tried to find just like actual game film, and he overthrew that. He underthrew Jesse James. He had a fumble, so he had more negatives in my opinion than positives. And you say he was using his legs. The job of a quarterback is not to have his legs. The job of the quarterback is to pass the football. His first game was just completely bad. He was shut down. It wasn't until the third stringers. If he better look in control if he's going against third stringers. If he was completely trashing in second stringers, that tells me all I need to know about him. If he can't do well against second stringers, can you imagine how bad he'd do against the first string teams? Man, mind you, I know literally zero starters on the Vikings offense, but their defense, I really hope for their sake, it was just preseason though. They looked fire. When they look like, oh, it looks like hot garbage. Oh, yeah, yeah. He was, yeah. The Vikings defense. What didn't they allow like 36 points against Drew Lock? So most interesting. Steve O. He was awful versus NFL talent in the first half. In the second half versus third and fourth stringers, he was okay, but nothing. He face started all wide open guys and dumped off stuff. That dude live. I think the Vikings and Bears both could be mad this year. Kennedy looked clutch, dude. Tom Kennedy was pretty solid, but he was bad with Boyle. When he was with Boyle, he didn't do anything impressive. But when he was with Boyle, he looked a lot better. So Kennedy might be someone to watch out. Maybe he might. I don't think he'll make the team though, unless he does something on special teams. But I'm more impressed with Javon McKinley, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Um, shoot, there's another receiver. Hold up, let me go to the stats for that game again. Ah, boom, boom. There's another receiver who played well. Ah, no, I don't want to go to game highlights. How dare this? It was Tyre Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown. I thought Tom Kennedy did fine, but he didn't really start doing great till blah. But to be fair, I don't think Jerry Rice could have done good with Tim Boyle yesterday. So I got told by a Bears fan that he would take every quarterback over Goff besides Tyrod Taylor. Does he know Sam Darnold exists? Like, so if this was like yesterday, he also had to go through like Drew Lock, who was like abysmally terrible. You had to go through Cam Newton, who was the worst quarterback last year. 4 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. He didn't even play the full season. So you could have had even more picks. And that's not even counting the fact he had a couple of fumbles too. So I'm not going to count fumbles because that's more of him as a runner, not as a quarterback. We're going to find out Fields. He's going to be playing the Lions 2 times. He's not going to be playing the Fields this season. At least week 1. Or not week 1, but week 4? Is that when we face them? I believe we face them week 4. The starter of the season is going to be Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton's been guaranteed the starting spot, and rightfully so. He's a vet. You don't just give the spot to the rook. Especially since he's not even first overall. See, that's my point. Fields didn't show me anything good or bad. It's the preseason. T-Law through beauty and Martin. See, that's my thing. I've said he looks solid. I didn't say he played bad, but he didn't. That's my point. I've been saying he didn't shine. He wasn't this great quarterback. I don't think people are understanding what I'm saying. I'm just saying he didn't play great. I already showed his base stats were good. He had a good, okay game. Like, I don't even understand. Alright, I'm gonna say now. He played pretty good. I'm gonna give it that. He didn't play bad. But he didn't do enough in my opinion to really change my mind on him at all. In fact, he kind of made me have a little bit more negatives. T-Law, the reboot of Marvin Jones, like the Balls. Rams house, I'm starting to feel the same. Mainstream news, sport news at all. Well, you know what they say. Fake news. The mainstream media does not care about logic. They only care about headlines. And concerning the fact that just shows me they did not look at any form of stats. They didn't look at our team. They didn't look at our scheme works. At least Tyrell Williams and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Our receiver core is not bad. I don't get why everyone thinks it's bad. It's much better than people get it credit for. I think one thing the Vikings underestimated this year was the effect of Kyle Rudolph. I agree. Danny Frito, keep in mind I'm a Rams fan. I wouldn't be surprised to see Amon-Ra or Tyrell get 1K. That'd be impressive. He would take Jacoby Brissett. He a fool. 100%. Jacoby Brissett was solid, but he's not better in golf. Jared Goff, based on the last few years, is a top 20 QB. If you want to give him below average starter, fine. But I liked what I saw from him last night. I can tell the difference in confidence between last year and this year. 100%. I thought Goff looked good. I feel like Goff would have had some pretty dang good numbers. I feel like he would have had like Justin Fields numbers at least compared to these Bears fans if he played like more than 2 drives. But I will say this. I do think we kind of saw a little bit what the offense might be like. We might eat the clock because I think like a second drive took like 12 plays. Correct me if I'm wrong about that. So I think we might be eating the clock this year as an offense and not just be throwing the ball 1,000 times. I got told the Bears fans we own the Bear. Oh, okay. Wait, no. I told the Bear fans we own the Bears, and he told me Montgomery's a top 10 back. Hold up. Okay, Derrick Henry, Cook, Taylor, Aaron Jones, James Robinson, Nick Chubb. That's a good running back right there. Bet right here. Top 5. Let's see, Derrick Henry, Cook, Taylor, Jones, Robinson, Chubb. Gibson. No, he's not. He is 100%. Okay. So this is not in order, but I believe Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, Dalvin Cook, Aaron Jones, Alvin Kamara, James Robinson. I think Nick Chubb is better than him. I think Jonathan Taylor is better than him. And I also think Miles Sanders is better than him. And dare I say it, I think I'd also rather have Antonio Gibson over him. And I also think DeAndre Swift, when healthy, over him. I wouldn't be surprised if St. Brown has 80 to 100 receptions this season. I could see his head and shoulders above any of the receiver camp at our training. Nice to know. I like that. I don't think they'll be eating the clock all the time. They just don't know what they can do, and they practice it. All right. We'll see what happens. I believe it was 15 plus plays, 9 minutes and 54 seconds. Dang. This is why I defend Goff so much. You never know what a college player would do in the pros. 100%. Yes, he looked like an NFL vet for sure. Goff got good protection. 18 play. 18. Woo! By the way, I do want to say this. The O-line played great. You had the one sack allowed by Penei Sewell, but that was it. And even then, it was just because of a little bit of a breakdown from Big V. And Sewell didn't allow a single letter pressure after that, and he was great in run blocking. So he recovered. And now that one play was against my number one edge rusher in the draft class, and Greg Ruscio. So I'm very impressed. Did you guys see that play from Blau to Javon McKinley? That was literally college Goff. 100%. I really like that play too. That play is for Goff, guarantee. It was such a fast play. I like it. Goff looked like he calmed down his confidence grew when he realized he had down the throw. Worst stat was the first half rush stats. O-line wasn't that great. First half O-line was actually pretty dang good. Other than the one sack that Greg Ruscio had, they all played pretty well. But you mean like the run O-line? Yeah, the run O-line was pretty dang bad. I will agree. Let's hope they do a little bit better. I will say this. I don't think Jamal Williams played all that great. I watched a little bit of the plays. I thought he could have done a bit better. Now, I do think it's just going to be rushiness. I do think it's also the very standard offense of preseason. So I don't think we'll really see much of that. But that's something that we definitely want to see improved, especially since supposedly Sewell is supposed to help us have a better run game. But yeah. So I think I'm gonna go 2 more minutes for this live, but then I'm gonna go. But I do have one thing to say. On Monday, I'm gonna be doing a live of Luke. I don't know what time it will be. I'll give you guys like a heads up. If it's what time it will be, but I think it's any time before 3. Is what we were talking. Normally that's what we do. So that's just a heads up on what that's gonna be. So no video on Monday, but I will be doing a video on Tuesday. I actually think a lot of that was on Jamal Williams. I think so too. I thought Jamal Williams was a little bit to blame on that old line play. I kind of was watching it a bit, but I don't know. Goff got sacked but never fumbled. Then that might be because of the 3-4 that play dive play up the gut for Jamal Williams. Yeah, I can agree. I don't really like going up the middle all the time. I'm much more of an outside run plays. Those are my thing. Use your tackles. Especially when your right tackle and right guard are Big V and Sewell were good at run blockers. But I don't know. I'm just kind of excited to see what happens. I really like this team. I really like this live. I thought Doom should have bounced if he runs outside. Yeah. We'll see what happens. You guys got to remember, this is the first preseason game. There's going to be rushness. The players that might have played well this last game might not play well next game, such as Craig Reynolds. Craig Reynolds might not even do anything else the rest of the preseason. Hopefully not. I hope he continues to play well. A lot of these players that we are praising today are not going to do bad. And who knows, maybe the players I was bashing on today might do well the next game. There's always room for improvement, and that goes for Justin Fields as well. Holy crap, I have 11 viewers. I don't think I'm going to end the live anymore. Holy crap. Why it just exploded right there. Holy wow. Okay, now I got 9 Oh yeah. I was hoping to, but everything I seen looked like a power blocking scheme. We'll see what happens. You got to remember this. They're kind of testing things out, like Rams House said. It's just going to be kind of like that for a bit. We're seeing what they're good at, what they're bad at. It's not so much a permanent thing of what's going to happen here, what's going to happen there. It's a quick thing. They left. You said something smooth. Yeah, true. No Swift. You got to remember that's very true. Those are our Swift plays. Williams is the punishing ground and pound runner. That is also true. Those are all facts that were just spoken by the comment section. Yeah, 100%. That's just kind of a who's out there kind of a thing. I just hope that we don't play outside of player schemes, and hopefully we also see a bit better plays from Jamal Williams, because he's someone I really really like. He's a great guy, but also a player I normally was like really excited about. So let's hope he does more and just be a blocker like Carrion was for us last year. Because if he struggles like how he did in that preseason game at all, which I don't think he will, I hope if one of our preseason running backs continue to do well, we see that preseason running back replace him. But overall, very excited. All right, well, I think I'm going to end it live, guys. I got some stuff to do. Got school to prepare for. And I will see y'all later. One Pride, let's go!